Outlaw Radio on a Thursday night, March 26, 2019. Welcome to the show. We are live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube. Welcome to the show, the 414
Spreaker.
Imprint. We're live on Spreaker.
Yes, sir.
It's going down, man. Holla at your boy, man. Ride with us. Don't collide with us. It's KB, the world-class smartass. I'm in the building, man. I'm with my co-host. We're doing what we do every Thursday night. Things have changed. We've transitioned from one point to another. Old men trying to grab a hold of technology.
My bad.
I got my co-host with me.
Yes, sir.
Holla at the people, man. What's popping?
Brother, talk to teach, listen to learn, your truth, transfer engineer, and I love black people who love black people.
And he really does, trust me. He's a very, very, very aggressive individual when it comes to black people, right?
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the show, man. The 414 is in the building. It's your boy, the world-class smartass. Shout out to anybody who's tuning in right now.
Mm-hmm.
I hope everything is everything, man. I hope you're doing well. I hope you can see the show. We're slowly but surely growing,
Mm-hmm.
and we have to evolve. As a people, we have to evolve just like everybody else.
Right.
And I don't believe that the 414 has been represented accurately. So what we'll do with the People's Network and Outlaw Radio is we'll represent accordingly.
Mm-hmm.
What's popping, man?
Man, glad to be here. We've got a lot of new platforms and whatnot, man. I'm just trying to make sure everything is crispy.
Right.
Yeah, as best we can. Looking forward to the conversation, brother.
Tell the people who you are.
Again, brother, talk to teach, listen to learn, your truth transfer engineer. Awesome the most, asshole the many. In here, ready to have a good time, man.
Right. So if you're from the 414, if you're watching the show, please don't hesitate to chime in. Tell us what you think. If you're watching it live on YouTube, hey, this is your first introduction. You never get a second chance to make a first impression. 414 239-9982 is one number you can call if y'all really want to really talk to the party or talk to the show. You can call in and let me know. I'll give you a phone number. We're going to talk about what's going on in Black America. We're going to talk about what's going on in Black Milwaukee.
Right.
We're all over the place like bird shit. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to manage and we're live on Spreaker as well.
Chime in. Get in the chat room, you know what I'm saying, or make the phone call.
Right.
Or just listen.
Let us know. It is Outlaw Radio. The People's Network presents Reality Radio.
Mm-hmm.
And really what I meant about reality radio is just that we have to talk about the things that matter. There's a lot of stuff that's put out to distract us from who we are, who we should be.
Who we can be.
Yes, thank you.
Sir.
Potentially,
Yes, sir.
right? So you can get involved in a whole bunch of different directions. And I don't want to be too, educated on the microphone. I want this to be a platform for the gutter.
Do that.
Because I think the gutter has to represent. I think somebody got to speak up for poor people. If you live with us on YouTube, this is the first time you've seen us. We've had shows up. We've had our channel going for some months, right?
Real talk.
Right.
Go check out some past episodes.
Right.
They're all there.
They're all archived, man.
Yes.
But this is a different direction for us because this is our adjustment into the way news and information is delivered now and today.
Nothing stays the same but change.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Change is consistent.
Yes, sir.
Right. So yeah, man. Tonight we're gonna talk about something that you're gonna agree with. Like I said, we are live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube. If you got something you want to say,
Spreaker,
in terms of what's going down, let us know.
Yes.
Right. Spreaker's live too.
Yes,
right.
Yes.
So Reality Radio, man. Tell me about how what you was thinking when you saw this, because I know you always look at it and you're like, oh, let me see what the fuck you talking about tonight, right?
One of the things that caught my eye, because you are the hip hop snob, did you see Brother T.I., man, calling the brothers to task over in Texas?
I did see that as a result of what happened to the sister who got beat down. Yeah, I seen that.
So what you think about that? Because let me tell you, when T.I. first came about, my understanding was he had went to jail on some gun charges, and he got out. And so so what that means to me is I was a little bit apprehensive of the brother. But let me tell you, since then, man, he done stood on it. So I took my hat to him, man. Tell me the story behind that.
You know what? I think T.I. is a very articulate brother. I really do. And I think T.I., in terms of the generation that came after. This is the hip hop snob speaking.
Yes, sir.
The generation that came after our greats, after Tupac, after Jay, after DMX, and the new school, and how we kind of took the baton,
right?
And from Grandmaster Melly Mel and Grandmaster Flash, and we took that baton and ran through our era. T.I. was one of the, and they used to call T.I. the Jay-Z of the South.
Okay.
T.I. has about 2 classic albums under his belt in terms of hip hop. He does. But what it was, T.I., I think he tried to kind of emulate Jay Prince.
Okay.
Because of what Jay Prince did with the chain snatching in the Bronx from Almighty YBN-J.
Right. Do he have a little bit
YBN more, Almighty J?
Does he have a little bit more reach?
Nah, he ain't even on Lil J's level.
Okay,
He's not even on James Prince's level. But I thought what he did was an attempt to try and recreate that kind of energy. Okay. So yeah, it was cool. But then if you hear the response from some of the brothers in Dallas, because it's like any crime committed in a large city, if you want to go after the brothers, like the street brothers, like the brothers that's on the grind, on the block, doing what they got to do, that's a slippery slope, man, because you don't know what you don't know. You're not there. That's not your shit. Like, that's not your turf. I get the ideology of it. I get him saying, hey man, if we gangsters and we got this money and we do what we do, then let's control our neighborhoods.
Like, well, when you claiming you control the neighborhood, this is my shit. You know what I'm saying? It's my area. You can't do this or that.
Right.
You can't have.
It's my block.
It's my right. So you're claiming the blocks of some shit go down on your block. It's under your watch. Yeah. So I you know what? Again, man, I had to. Put my fist in the air for that,
what? I don't endorse T.I. and I don't go against T.I. because I'm gonna tell you what. You don't have to look outside of the AIDS rate in Atlanta. If you really want a social crusade, my brother, just to be 100 with you, as they call it, $150.
I think that's a different battle, though.
Well, hold on. We're talking about the people. We're talking about the community. And in Atlanta, there is we have because we have our own kind of STD, gonorrhea.
Right.
We got that milkshake going on up here. That package is
and our city officials sat on that for several years,
along with other things.
Right.
But Atlanta's is ridiculous. It's on pace with third world countries. It's 80, it's so high. Like we talked about on the show, the AIDS rate is so high down there that they give you medicine to prevent you from getting it if you don't have it. And my thing was, well, why the fuck y'all ain't gave us this pill the whole time?
It costs. You know what I mean? But here, I don't think it's fair to say, since you can't solve all of the problems, don't address none of them.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so while he's talking about a situation where a white man, you know what I'm saying, beat up a black woman and he had a tool in his hand, this and that and the other.
Yeah. Got at her, did her bad.
I think the HIV thing is a little bit of a reach. You know what I mean? So he's addressing one thing and he won't be able to do it all. But what he did do, I got respect.
I'm not against him. That's why I said.
You know what? You gave him neutrality.
And you know what? That's what I'm saying. Atlanta has problems with crime too.
For sure.
Atlanta has a murder rate. Atlanta has.
He should be speaking the same things for Atlanta.
And I'm sure he does.
Yeah.
I'm sure he does. Mm-hmm. Shout out to T.I., man.
T.I.
Man, trap music, one of my favorite all time. It's in my top 20.
So that's why I brought it up to the snob.
Yeah. It's in my top 20. T.I. with that microphone, man. T.I. is he's a piece of work. He's an individual.
Yeah.
So yeah, now his albums over the last few years, but I realize now because his career, he had a great career, but it just kind of wanes out for hip hop.
But you think it's a stigma though when rappers get to a particular age?
Yeah.
And then it's a stigma because that you're too old to be rhyming.
Well, because rap is about the streets. When people get done, when they get done faking the funk, if you talk about even in its purest art form from the Bronx in New York, it's from the parks, it's from the ghetto, it's from a bunch of, the most at that time, the most dysfunctional community in the country.
Right.
This music comes from that energy.
I got you.
So
not all of it though, because we got some.
Well, but you get the variation on it.
We have an old school that didn't exist at one.
You get the variation on it once we get your attention. Mm-hmm. Because if NWA hadn't never said fuck the police, A Tribe Called Quest wouldn't have never been able to make Electric Relaxation.
I'll take that. Yes, sir.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost like our generation. You took the music programs out of school. You cut public education. It was so many things. The crack epidemic We took what we had, we innovated it, because why back in the days when everybody played an instrument, why would I ever have a sampler?
No,
I don't need that.
No, that's what's up.
Right.
That's what we had. We worked with what
that
we
was
had.
a piece of irreverent machinery. We just took it and just
made something else.
Took the break beat and took the loop and just so yeah, T.I. Most definitely. But
so when you get to talking about and I see you want to move on, but when you start talking, I don't think it's fair because I don't think
see you want to move on.
There's nobody telling Mick Jagger that he's too old to sing his songs. Let these brothers make their money, man.
You know what?
Ain't quicking them coming to town. You know what I mean?
Always
do that, man.
But you know what? I would think this too. Young rock stars today, they probably know of Mick Jagger. They don't give a shit about Mick Jagger either.
The Rolling Stones are still touring.
Yeah,
but
I'm saying young rock stars. Mm-hmm. Like if you're a rock star now in this game, you consider him. Yeah, he's a pioneer, but fuck him. So
he's selling stadiums out.
Yeah, I mean that's fine, and that's where the economics.
Yeah, well, ain't that what we thrive on? I got money, I got this, and you don't got that. I drive.
Sound good on the first and second album. Then your ass end up on Unsung and Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah,
yes,
okay. Touche.
How the mighty have fallen. It's Outlaw Radio, man. Welcome to the show. Reality radio. No topic is taboo.
Hey.
Nothing is off limits unless it's my personal business. And I'll make that designation.
That's negotiable.
Oh, it ain't negotiable at all. Don't listen to this dude. Nah, we're gonna keep it 100. We're gonna keep it a buck.
What's up?
I can't really see. I got something going on with my phone over here. So if you get comments, like I think if you can swipe them or something, like you can set your so you can see the comments because I can't. I know it's people in here. Okay, so let me know what they saying because I can't see it. I want to see who's in here.
Go ahead.
Oh, my boy Wayne Richards, man. You right, man. I'm so glad you're here, man. We're gonna do reality radio tonight. Let me go all the way back up. I see Vinny. Yeah, Wayne. It is what it is, man. It's this thing we do with being black men in America.
Hey.
So we're live on YouTube. If you're a subscriber to our YouTube page, we're live on there. We didn't do the Instagram because it's just like too much. Like I'm still old, right?
Hey, we still working on it.
But we're live on Facebook too. So hit like, hit share, hit follow, tell a friend and tell a friend.
Hey.
The People's Network presents Reality Radio. What are the topics that we want to talk about? I try to make this show interactive because I want to talk, but I don't just want to talk idly, right? Like, because oxygen is precious.
Right. Well,
right. So I don't want to waste this shit. So y'all tell me what's important or tell us how you feel. Because sooner or later, I'm going to get this brother going. And if y'all don't say nothing, I got to just let him go.
You see the picture you paint, man. You know.
Shout out to 3041 North, man. 414-810-3131.
Yes.
You can see the logo. We on YouTube. I hope you can see it on the Facebook Live. But yeah, man, most definitely Wayne Richards, one of my homeboys, man. Long time. Much love, bro. But the seasons have changed here, and thank God, man. Now I heard we're supposed to get some snow tomorrow. Now,
right.
For the people on YouTube, they may not understand that we're from the Midwest. I'm a Midwesterner, right? Like I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. At the top of the,
we ain't bragging. It's just
right. No, it gets cold as shit up here. Yeah. So we've had a battle with snow up here, like real business. Mm-hmm. And finally it's clearing up. We had this issue with the city here. Because when the snow melted, and we did a show about it, meltdown, right? Mm-hmm. And we did a show, man, and it was like the garbage and the potholes,
nasty.
It's just crazy. Yeah. It's just crazy. So we did that show, and now but the behavior. I've talked about how black people when that vitamin D hit that melanin, jazz fingers. We go, we get to man, it gets crazy.
I've been to places where they say it's black people living in Milwaukee.
And you know what? They used to insult the shit out of me.
Too much happy days,
Right. I used to be like, let me show you about black people in Milwaukee.
And wait till the springtime comes.
North Side, right? Capitol Drive. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. You said Bobolink and what else?
I never. We're gonna have to get you a button. I had to get him a buzz button. Shout out to you if you're listening via Spreaker. I know, I still got love for Spreaker, man, but the way this thing is done, man, has changed. So I have to change with it. Mm-hmm. And please respect that. Hit like, hit share, hit follow. It's Thursday night. It's March 28th. It's 2019. It's a lot of bullshit going on. When I say reality radio, man, I'm talking about, like, I truly believe in free speech.
Right.
I believe in free speech.
Just watch what you say.
Well, and in America, there's so many different variables. Like you said, freedom of speech, just watch what you say. It's freedom of speech. but watch who you say something about. Like we live in this super bullshit ass PC
it's two groups. You
what are those
you can't
groups?
Criticize.
Well, yeah, Jews and gay people.
The Jewish,
right,
and the LBG element of P.
Right. Don't act like you don't know all the letters.
I really don't, because they keep adding letters on the end.
Don't act like it's your first time.
Speak for yourself.
Shout out to you, man. If you're listening, please, man, contribute. Hit like, hit share, hit follow. If you have a business or if you have something that you'd like to get done, please don't hesitate to holler at me about it. I don't charge no fee or nothing, man. Teamwork make the dream work.
All day.
Shot King Photography will be back. And like I said, that's what's on the YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
But tonight, this live will be on the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So smile, right? Right. Like, who's the funny looking guy? Right? They talking about you. So Kevin, yeah, man. You know, and we've changed. My show has changed. It's evolved over the years. It's evolved, man. And this started out just on some blog talk radio. So if people think like, why is he doing this? Like, I've been doing this for like 6 years now.
He did all the hard work, and then I just came along. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
You got adopted by Mr. Drummond.
What you talking about,
right. Now the world don't move. Right? So
dating yourself.
Hey, old school.
And trying to get older.
I'm a triple OG. And I'm not ashamed to say it.
That's what's up.
And I wouldn't want to be young. I wouldn't trade it for the world.
No, y'all got some different kind of problems.
Yeah, it's popping off. It's going crazy for y'all right now. But yeah, man, I got my boy with me, man. What's going on in your world, man? Tell me something good.
Man, check this out.
Or I say something bad.
Again. But no, listen, I'm a little bit older, so I don't know if y'all remember back in Atlanta, around 1979 to 1981, there was all of these black murders, right?
Yes, sir.
And if you're old enough, you remember, even if you do a little history or you find yourself on YouTube a lot doing that kind of thing, you know about it. So what we're finding out now, that's you.
I know.
Is that
can I do a sound check? Excuse me.
Is that, you know, the KKK was involved in that?
I'm sorry, I cut you off. The Atlanta child murders.
The Atlanta child.
Right.
No, thank you. You. Yeah. So they're finding out that there was
what's up, Amanda?
What's up, Amanda? Some a connection to the KKK,
right?
And law enforcement not only, you know, suppressed information then, but been protecting some of these white people. And this story is on the you know, the People's News Network, so please go check it out. But so we understand now, we have proof, or you know, what appears to be proof that there's a connection between the KKK and our law enforcement.
Mm-hmm.
So we know it didn't stop,
right?
But let's see if they go back and catch some of these people and put them in prison like they did Cosby, because Cosby shit was like, what, 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Right, so let's see if there's a statute of limitation on
right. No. So okay, let's.
Right, there is no murder. Right.
No. I dig that.
Yeah.
I dig that.
Right.
The Atlanta child murders, and what's the brother Wayne? I forget his name. He's actually sitting in prison. The one who they said did it.
Right.
Wayne, I can't remember his last name. Enlighten me. I know. I see you, Kobe Lloyd. And I know you know.
Somebody let us know.
Right. His name is Wayne something. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
This is a part of my. You're talking about 1979.
Yeah, it's way
right.
back.
So I'm young.
That's when they release information on white people when it's too old.
That's what I'm saying. I love how you did it.
Yes, sir.
Because I was young, and I do remember this going on, and my mother dealing with my brother and myself being just real, like, hey, shit, what, you know. But there's many documentaries that have been made about, and there was actually a TV movie.
Okay.
So the brother that they have he's been in jail 30-some years now, right? He actually, there was some suspicion back then that there was some KKK involvement. Now that's a different Atlanta. That's who that's Maynard Jackson.
Okay.
That's
Well, Maynard Jackson.
Who's the mayor?
Yeah, no, I was there around Bill Campbell. I think.
Right, and you came after Maynard.
Right. And so,
yeah,
I was there for that. But man, just here's the thing: like, writing is on the wall. We see the connection between the two. So that kind of thing goes.
Was it 20-something children?
I think it was 30.
31?
It was 30,
That were
maybe
murdered.
30, 31 black children that was
that were
killed.
murdered.
Right. And so, but my thing is, it leads into some of the things that are happening today. Like, look at all the lynchings that's been happening recently that the news is not doing anything about. Not to mention the human trafficking thing that we got going on with our black children, man. That's not making the news.
But we live in Milwaukee, the 414. This is the Pimps Roundtable, according to the feds.
The feds.
That's where the pimps. We got a training camp for pimps in Milwaukee, according to the feds.
This is real, but this is on another level. This is some Vatican priest type shit, right?
The Atlanta child murders. I'm saying, okay,
the human trafficking.
So if there was some Klan involvement, right? Like, what's the end game for them? Because we're talking about the South, and we're talking about 30 years that we predating DNA evidence. Supposedly they found evidence in Wayne, whatever his last name, whatever. Somebody please tell me his last name. They found he was like a DJ. I watched all these documentaries, like a DJ type dude.
Okay.
He had some issues. He had some issues. Supposedly they found blood evidence and hair in his station wagon or whatever.
Yeah, but we
came from a middle class family.
We all know that there's been evidence planted before.
Juke the stats.
It happens. You watch the OJ deal.
This will be very interesting, and I say it will be interesting because if this turns out to be true, okay. And Jason said, "No, this shit's real."
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's 100 right here. You say keep it a buck, right?
Go ahead. My bad.
I'm saying if this is true, if there's some merit behind them reopening this case, then somebody need to slap Bernie, because to me, this further reinforces the narrative that reparations are not they're not just old, they're due. They're overdue.
Now, did Bernie say, and you can tell me, because this is a legitimate question,
right?
Did he say he doesn't believe in reparations at all, or did he say he doesn't believe in reparations by writing a check?
It was a dope fiend conversation, because he said he thought that reparations could be divisive, and that if there was any form of reparations, that they needed to be structured. But if you ask any black intellectual who understands economics or civic government or anything, or even the state of our people, they'll tell you, we know it needs to be structured, you dumb motherfucker.
Well, real talk, but then that's not a no to it, though, right?
Well, no, he said he was against it. He didn't say, "Oh, I ain't fuck that." He said, "I'm against that." And the fact that what tipped me off is he used the word divisive. Well, see, you can't label reparations for black people divisive when you've given reparations to every other group.
You have to show me where it was divisive. Real talk.
Bernie, you lost my vote.
Is that a deal breaker? That's the deal breaker.
It's a deal breaker for me.
So the candidate that you endorse is definitely going to be in favor of reparations and have a plan for it, right?
When it comes to the first wave of how I make my decision on, because see, I whittle them down. Like I filtered them out, because I don't just vote for names. I vote for candidates based on their prior achievements, or if they're an incumbent, how they voted for what, right? So I start whittling it down. Now, if you can get 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10 for me, okay, I'll vote for you.
Well, that was my question. Okay. So here for me, because I know you own your shit, right? Name one other thing.
There's no other candidate.
No. One other thing other than reparations that you disagree with Mr. Bernie.
Sanders. You know what? I disagree with Bernie on his ultra liberal stance. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now, let me tell you something about liberals.
A little conservative lean.
Nah, ain't that. It's just I don't trust either side.
Yeah. Okay. The truth is somewhere in the middle.
Too liberal is game. Too conservative is oppression.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So if you too conservative, I know you don't give a shit about me. If you too liberal, I know you're trying to play me and use me.
Okay.
Maybe that's just the paranoia of a black man.
It sounds like a little of that.
Right. I'm hard. I'm difficult. I'm complicated. I'm a black person. I mean, come on, son.
But if you anti this, you have to be pro something else. So
according to what they say.
So I'm looking for the candidate that you do endorse. Not if you choose to share
the sad reality of politics in America is this: black people, when it comes to the president of the United States, don't have a dog in the fight. Because unless you are part of a super PAC or you're a lobbyist or a special interest group, 9 times out of 10, by the time we get to the presidential election, your voice is not heard.
Systematic.
Yeah, you know,
Yes.
it's like I say. So what we have to do is what Black people have been forced to do in every election, I don't know, mayoral, aldermanic, all the way up, is always choose the lesser of two evils. Who's gonna screw me the hardest? I mean, unless you like it rough. That's how you get Black conservatives.
That ain't been working.
They like
out.
it rough. It hasn't worked, Jason.
So
it hasn't worked.
The answer is a third party. Right,
it should be.
Let me tell you, it's something I think about when I hear young cats. You know, they do, that old motherfucker, old, and I try to think about, you know, some of the cats that would have had a chance to get old while you glorifying them because they died because they're young. So think about a 45, a 49, a 50-year-old Tupac, like what he would have been on. I guarantee you, he was already talking about a third party. He said, if I can get everybody that bought my album. You know what I'm saying?
I'm laughing at you because I thought you was the king of the African proverb, and that one that says, the youth have the energy to get there, but the elders have the direction.
Amen.
I thought you was gonna pop that.
I tell them all the time. You know what I'm saying? I'm still young enough to do it, but I'm old enough to know how to do it right.
Well, I'm old enough to get a ride. I'm a walk. Go ahead. I'll meet you there.
A raggedy ride,
right.
You know, is better than a dressed up walk all day long.
My boy Wayne Richards said, "Do we need to support a candidate? Or do we really have to take part in voting?" And you know what? That's a very good question. That's a deep question, Wayne. And I'm gonna tell you why.
Come on.
Because this last election, and shout out to Bear Meat, who's in Mississippi, who's
What's
my
up,
brother,
Bear Meat?
Who used to co-host Outlaw Radio with me. Bear Meat myself used to have this thing where we would like talk about elections, and we cohesively decided before the presidential election that we were not under any circumstances going to vote for Hillary. And then,
nor should you have.
And you know, but then at the same time, it was an automatic given that we would not support Trump at all.
Right.
So we ended up not voting. And what it became is, to certain people, paralysis by analysis. You study long, you study wrong.
Study long, study wrong.
So they start saying to me, well, you didn't vote. You don't have a right to say anything. But I'm like, whoa, I voted in everything else for the last 20 years. And I chose to sit this one out because for the first time as a Black person, I refused to choose the lesser of two evils.
It didn't matter anyway.
It didn't matter.
Because the popular vote did not win. What we had was a problem with the Electoral College, which there's a pretty good movement going on right now to get rid of that. But the popular vote did not win.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Which I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, because had we been talking about the popular vote, it would have been Hillary.
Which
is just a different kind of devil.
What my brother Wayne is saying is, since we don't reap benefits from it, then why should we even partake in it? But I think if you're going to stay in America, you have to partake in it or you end up fucked over. Jason just hit on something very poignant. There should be a third party, and that third party should be the Black party.
And it can't be Ross Perot.
The third party should be the Black party. See, if our vote is important, then let's own our vote. Let's make motherfuckers work hard for it. Let them have to come to the delegation and say, what you mean? We want Juneteenth in every city, and it need to be 3 days, or you don't get no Black. And we should universally stand behind whatever the Black delegation says.
Yes.
We ain't voting for them.
That's what should happen.
That's what should happen. That ain't what's happening.
That's what should happen.
In a perfect world.
Yeah. No, but real talk. We need to. So that's the answer. Now, I don't know how far away from reality that is, but that's what we need to be looking at.
Some people call me a dreamer.
You got a dream. Everything you see in here started out with an idea.
Hey, yeah, man. That's real talk.
Yeah.
The whole Outlaw, the Chocolate City Studios, man. The concept of this all starts out with your boy getting some sleep.
Hey. Yeah, kind of. Right. Yeah.
Shout out to y'all, man. He said he liked the Black party vote. I dig that too, Wayne.
Let's do that. We got to figure it out, man, and go on.
Hit share, hit follow, tell a friend, and tell a friend. If you're on YouTube and you get in the stream, I know we ain't been on our YouTube. We have not done YouTube like we should, but I think this right here for the YouTube is a good look. I got the Outlaw, I got the 3041, I got Brother Jason, I got myself and Capitol Drive with me. Northside, stand up.
Do that.
It's Outlaw Radio, and on Facebook, of course, it goes down. My government name, Kevin Barnes.
That's what they call him.
That's what they call him. That's what some people call me. Right. I'm gonna tell you what they all call me. But yeah, man. So it's we can get into that, and that's one thing about my show. What we do is we just talk grown man talk. There's no real feminine sensibilities on the show. We lost our estrogen.
Listen,
Reggie hit it. So
shout out Reggie.
Shout out to Reggie, man. Live your best life, baby girl.
Hey,
we're gonna get some estrogen in here. I got so much to talk about tonight. Hey, what's going on, cousin? He said, why don't they push the Asian vote? Why don't we push the Asian vote? Why don't we go talk to Asian people and say, look, man, all of us in the same boat because we're all minorities. Why don't we go and gather? Because in Milwaukee, this city is 60% minority, baby. And that's 40% black, 20% Latino. And we know Latinos are fast overcoming white people as the dominant culture in this country.
That's why they want that damn wall so bad.
Right. So, but that, so I'm saying, why don't we go and sit down? Because in our community, Mungs is getting their paper.
Listen.
Mungs got their own shit.
Let me tell you, at the very least,
right,
we can go among the Hmong community, no pun intended.
Among the Hmongs. I just play on words, right?
And look at their blueprint because they're doing it.
Well, it's built on solidarity. That's what it said at the bottom of their blueprint. Solidarity.
I'm telling you, man, they're doing their thing, and they only do it amongst one another. They got their own little communities. They got their own malls. When you go in there, they support their people. The formula's laid out for us, man.
Hey, if you on YouTube, if you're a subscriber to our YouTube page, we're live on there. This is the Voice of Milwaukee on Facebook. We don't really have a footprint on YouTube. So YouTube, you better understand there's a lot going on up here in what you would consider butt fuck America, but we call it home. So you goddamn right. Y'all, this is for YouTube. We represent. I don't represent every black man from Milwaukee, but I do represent black men from Milwaukee. I don't know what that means.
Go ahead. Rewind it.
Say the shit again. I don't know. I don't know what I said.
You said it.
I see you, A Blast. Let us know what y'all want to talk about. Tell me if you want to call in. You can be on the show. If you want to come in the studio live, holler at your boy. If you can pass the security clearance, you can come in and sit down and
no drug tests.
Well, no, it's just other shit. If you've ever had a breaking and entering, you are ineligible, right? Share the live.
And we looking on CCAP.
I want to talk to the brothers tonight. Like I want the men. I want all the brothers to get up and get active tonight and get mobilized. Cardi B done came out and said she used to drug dudes.
She's the Bill Cosby of hip hop.
Surviving Cardi B
with fake breasts, so she gets away.
I've been practicing that shit all day.
Right?
Man, give me some props for that, man. Shit, man. Listen, man. Now I got a lot to say about Cardi B. And I think brothers got to take the time, man. It ain't me too, it's men too. And I've been saying for a long time, I've been victimized by women a lot in my life.
A lot of different ways.
I mean, come on, man. Different positions. Okay, shit, right? Y'all have done me wrong. But Cardi, and the double standard, and usually it works in favor of men, right? Like, because usually you say, man, if a man screws a lot of women, he's a player. If she does it, she's a whore. But in this case,
or Cardi
if
B.
a man, like she came out and said, I get Cardi B. I get Cardi B. I do. Cardi B is from the Bronx. She is an admitted stripper with booty implants and breast implants, and she comes from the gutter, and I love the gutter. Love to the gutter. She comes from the most humble beginnings, and off top, her platform was ratchet. That's what she's built on. That's her rap,
Well, that's why she wins in Hollywood.
But when she comes out and says she used to drug dudes and let transgender men run up in them and then rob them, she said this, but we've been charged retroactively for somebody accusing us of doing it. None of us are on Instagram 5 years ago saying, I used to drop Mickey Jones hoes all the time and then let dykes, butch girls with dildos run up in them. Like she came. So now it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun.
But let me tell you, all it does is just makes it clear and obvious that the Bill Cosby thing wasn't really about that. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was used, the platform that was used, the weapon that was used against him. But it really, really, really was about some other shit, right?
I want to hear how brothers feel because
it's obvious.
But once again, understand this.
Common sense.
Understand the game. And Jason always says, know your audience, right?
Read the room.
Read the room.
Yes, sir.
But now the stripping game, the whole thing with going to the strip club and you like women of the night, people of the night. Like, you talking about in the streets, it's pimps, players, and hustlers. Don't ever get it twisted. When it's the dark That's when they come out.
That's the game.
And if you are out and you in a strip club and you meet a stripper, and especially if you got paper, and there's any chance of a hookup, you don't do that unless you insulate it.
Real talk.
Which means when she come by you're in a secured environment where she sets you up to bring anybody, they don't get in. If she thinks she's finna move around, you can't get out. The door is locked. I wake up. I'm like, what you doing? Right? Now, if you just go out of town, go to Vegas, we kicking it. I'm so fucked up.
Don't fall asleep.
Drop it. Because first of all,
don't fall asleep.
First of all, you're supposed to have your partner with you where if you, Mickey, like if we go out and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, cuz I got to take you home, man.
Sir, no, he not going with you.
Right, she can't tell me. He said, no, man, you better get your ass out of here. Cuz coming with me.
Yeah.
And if I can't wake you up, I'm probably going to the emergency room.
We even know that on Bobbling, brother.
Right, even on Bobbling. Imagine how simple that is. Shout out to you, man. Let us know. Now, should we mute Cardi B? Should Pepsi drop her? She has a long list of sponsors. Should she be dropped?
Let me tell you, I was driving with my kids in the morning. I have daughters. I was dropping them off at school. And a Cardi B song came on, and she was some shit about fuck with him and get some money.
That's her mantra.
Let me tell you. So immediately, first I turned the station.
Right.
Secondly, I let my kids know how I felt about not only what she said, but Cardi B in general. So no, I'm not a Cardi B fan.
Okay.
I think she's a whore. I think she advocates being.
And ain't nothing wrong with being a hoe.
Hey, listen, if that's your thing, I do that. Like, I'm not God, I don't judge you. You know what I'm saying? But I can keep you out of my life. You know what I mean? So that's not anything I want to fuck with. It's not morals. It's it's not ethical. It's not anything I want my children to learn. You know what I mean? So I don't fuck with Cardi B. Not to mention, I'm not attracted to fake ass breast and fake booty and shit.
Okay.
Like, I don't like, along with the fake hair, fake eyelashes, fake nails, you just, you know what I mean? What do you look like underneath that?
And I'm with that. But except for I ain't mad at you if you got whatever you had to do to, you know what I mean? Hey,
to look good.
Hey, yeah, you
don't look good.
If I'm gonna let you glue some hair on your head, I don't mind you getting some breast assist. I mean, if you got them flapjacks.
Let me tell you, if you lay down and your breasts don't move, they don't go under your
like
arm. That's not real titties. I don't like that.
Real business. I like a little teardrop, but I don't want it to be, I don't want it to be a wet sock.
Here's the thing: it's the size of my hand.
I guess this is my point.
At least,
I guess this is my point. Since we live in a politically correct era,
on a non-politically correct show.
So of course we don't give a shit about politics. Right. The opinions expressed on Outlaw Radio are solely those of the motherfucker that said it. You better know who to be mad at, right? And that don't. If you sponsor us or if you ride with us, it's all good. You can come on. I wouldn't care when he said he love hoes. Hoes need that. Yeah, come on.
Like that nigga said that, right? You know what I'm saying? Right. Know who to be mad at.
Right. Know who to be mad at. Yeah. I'm saying that if we are establishing a standard in terms of our behavior. With male female relationships and this kinds of thing, then I think it should be fair, right? So if Cardi says she does this, now there's actually men who've come forward. There's victims who've come forward. Yeah, some brothers who have come out and say, man, I remember her, man. I went to a strip club one time and she woo, right? So I'm saying, should she now lose? Because I put it in young people terms. Should she lose her bag now? And I'm not. You know what? I'm not even mad at Cardi for one reason.
But young people, go ahead.
I'm not mad at Cardi because what we just talked about. Know the game, man. Know it. That's why you gotta have some sense. And you know what? If you out there like that loose, where you willing to just meet some random strippers and go off with them and lay up, and you got money and jewelry and status, then you probably deserve what you get, bro. I'm just saying she didn't represent a wholesome chick that you met at church that drugged you and let the choir director screw you. You was in a strip club talking to a whore, like you called her.
She's a whore.
Well, allegedly. I don't know. I don't know her body count.
She said according to what she says about herself and according to how she represents herself in her lyrics and her song, if you look at the I don't mean to sound like
it's blood and
Billy Graham or nothing like that, but if you look at the definition of the words, what it is.
Right. Okay.
And God bless her if that's what she want to do.
And my sister, shout out to Mary LaFleur, she said jail time I don't know. I don't want to lock Cardi. Cardi can rap. I don't.
I mean, fuck Cardi.
Hey,
Bill Cosby can tell jokes. That don't. So what?
You're right. You're right. But I'm saying, play some R. Kelly and throw in a Cardi B song just to even it out.
Look, get it one cell and lock all three of them motherfuckers up together and see what happens.
Bloody moves. My bro said, hey, Aaron Brown said, leave the wallet in the car.
Hey.
Right. It wouldn't be the same dude she met in the club.
Keep the pistol with you.
But see, if she drugs you, and see, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Brothers, we got to stop being so thirsty.
But wait.
We are a little bit too thirsty.
But what if you woke up in the middle of that shit? What'd you do to her?
If you don't ask me that.
No, but like before you got robbed, like she tried to slip you some shit, but you woke up and she was in your pants pocket. What do you do?
Let's just say she would have never got that Grammy.
Let me tell you, and so according to your logic, that's what she should expect, right? So when you find her somewhere with some old bullshit happened to her, right? She the same thing. She should know she was in the game. She, you know what I'm saying? She knew she was robbing a motherfucker. So when you find her with her throat slit, it's okay.
I ain't endorsing nothing about nobody throat getting slit.
I read a book. It's just hypothetically,
Colombian neckties.
Listen,
you're too gangster
trying to
for
think
me.
Of it. Like I couldn't get the words out. Thank you for that.
Here's the thing with me with Cardi B. You come from grime and the gutter, and
That's what you are.
And I can tell people this. There's some things. Now understand this. It ain't what you do, is how you do it.
Right.
I have a platform. It's not as big as I would like for it to be.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But there's some stories I could tell on here that would probably incriminate me. I'm just going to keep it 100. Knowing where I come from, the game that I once was involved in, the way I used to live my life. But you know what? That shit will never be said on here.
Not on here.
It will never be said on here. That's what I'm saying. So if you come from that, it's like you say, it's like Jack told Helen, I might know, but I ain't telling. Right. So Cardi's problem is that we live in this social media age where the more ridiculous you are, the more likes and clicks and love. We love you, Cardi. Oh, all that bullshit is what it is. Yeah, she got confidence. She felt comfortable with us because she's been ratchet from the start. Right.
And received accolades for being ratchet.
And platinum, just man.
But listen, like that's what it is. So you're talking about Hollywood, right? You're talking about a place that endorses Snoop, and I'm a Snoop fan actually, but Snoop is the only nigga that you can find on a porno movie and on Sesame Street in the same week.
Yeah. What you think about Snoop with Martha though? Is Snoop compromised with Martha?
Martha Stewart, like that's the highest.
Why though? She's a felon. She is a felon.
She's their felon.
she's how you get credit?
She's blonde.
Look,
she's white.
If Snoop was with a black woman who had no prior criminal convictions, he like his wife, there's no accolades. He's with an old, dried up prune of a woman who is a convicted felon.
It's Martha.
But not even, she wasn't selling dope. She was on some scam shit with the stock market.
Fucking stock, right? That's Martha.
Right.
That's some other level shit, right?
Man, tell a friend to tell a friend. Outlaw Radio is in the building. It's some bullshit going on in America.
Can we say
man.
White privilege?
Hey, can you say it? A privilege? Like Big Daddy Kane said, even if I stutter, I'ma still come on.
For sure.
Right. So, craziness, man. Let us know how you feel about her. And shame on all you women who thought that the assault, the rape, the harassment, the accosting, and all that shit only goes one way.
Oh,
right?
Both ways. Yes, sir.
It happens. And I've said this many times, and this was real talk. Like, brothers laugh at me when I say this, but how many times have you been somewhere? Let's be honest. And a female has taken it upon herself to say some crazy shit to you. Now, for a man, it's all good, because if I'm just standing here waiting at the bar, chilling, and you walk up to me and be like, yeah, I want to jiggle your balls. Like, I'm not trying to offend nobody.
I don't have a problem. If you say it, I got a problem.
I didn't know.
But if a woman says, I don't have a problem.
So are you
that.
pressing charges?
No, we don't talk about it. I just want to know what you mean.
So are you right-handed or are you left-handed? Let me see your nails.
See how big your hands is.
Right.
Are you manicured?
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
Let's talk about it.
So it's been that. It's been that. So when I look at, okay, there's been times when I've seen brothers on the job, in the street, in the community, doing too much, as they say, with a female.
What if she
she's uncomfortable, dog? Fall back.
What if she looked like the Me Too lady? You know what I'm saying? And she's trying to jiggle your
Ving Rhames' twin sister.
And she tried to jiggle. That's now.
No,
wait, no. Now
I'm pressing charges.
Right now, I might be offended. Now, what you touch me?
Right. Let me say, me too. I've been assaulted too, and I showing y'all a picture. I mean, is that to
that's
say?
What I did.
Is that to say it's only harassment when somebody don't think you look good enough? Like, it's if you fine, harass the shit out of me.
Let me tell you, you fine as hell, and I look later, and you got an Adam's apple. I still got a problem. Like, I'm filing charges.
Did Sydney Star just grab my balls? What the fuck, man? It's Outlaw Radio, man. This free radio. It's reality radio.
Come on, man.
It is built around the things that we actually want to talk about. Like, we don't certain shit we don't care about. Like who's the latest Kardashian to get cheated on? Black people don't give a fuck about that.
But that should be on your news, though.
It was on your feed. Like, why do I even know who Chloe is?
It should be on Fox 6. Like, right. It ain't.
Your father's a girl. I quit. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Mm-hmm. Hit like, hit share, hit follow, man. Give me some thumbs up. Let me know how y'all feel about the conversation.
He like bubbles and balloons and shit. Hey, y'all send that shit to him.
You know, right? I don't. We used to call them sausage smugglers. That's a whole different conversation.
I don't know.
But then we had the other distraction, which was the Jussie Smollett case. And this thing, I can say we didn't give this a whole bunch of spins on our show. We haven't talked about this a whole lot, and it's like I said, like, well, this is one of these stories that like we don't really give a shit about. But until you look into the way that the Chicago Police Department baffled this case,
they were able to find out the identity of two masked people that they seen like on a cam, like on a street cam, right?
Some Nigerian dudes.
But you have all these unsolved ass murders and shit that they don't have a goddamn clue about, right?
Right.
Get the fuck out of here.
But then there's, well, you got to check, but then they muscle bound. So it's like, we was training him. Like, this is the most fumbled case. And really, it doesn't have anything to do with the price of tea in China in regards to black people or the situation.
It really doesn't.
Right.
But it really doesn't.
Except for the fact that the charges was dropped. But this dude, when it happened, said, I'm the gay Tupac. I hope this proves to him that there's no such thing as a gay Tupac.
Listen, say that one more time.
Unless you know something I don't know.
There's no such thing as the
gay Tupac.
Stop it.
Like, just be the gay Jussie. Is that not good enough? Shout out to London Brown, man.
Or you can be the straight Jesse and just flip the script on. Right?
Well, I don't got nothing to do with that. What you do in your backyard is your business. Figuratively.
If you do it in your backyard and I'm your neighbor, I got a problem.
If I walk in the driveway and I see something I don't like, I'll leave.
I'm calling.
I'll call you tomorrow. Right. He lied. Apparently, allegedly. You know what? London said he lied. It's so much shit going on. I don't even know, because you know what? I got this thing going on in Milwaukee, in my neighborhood, in my community, with my people. I got this thing with this crazy ass president, this conservative Republican regime. I got the Mueller report. I got lead in my water. I got high blood pressure, hypertension, heart disease. I got alcoholism and drugs running through our mass incarceration. Listen, Jussie, if they whooped your ass, it's like, you got your ass whooped, man. Like, whatever.
I heard somebody say he lied.
London Brown.
And he did.
Right.
And so my thing is, I'm not all the way one way or all the way the other way. The truth is always somewhere in the middle.
Right.
So my thing is, if he lied and we're going to go get him for lying, then we have to start getting everybody for lying. Then we got to start getting motherfuckers.
One thing y'all got to know about Jason.
All the false ass accusations and false rape and we got to go after the liars.
Y'all better know this about Brother Talk. If you going after anybody who ever did one thing, you got to go after everybody who did the same thing.
That's justice. That's justice.
Oh, he killed somebody. What about everybody else who ever killed somebody?
So if and I'm not saying let's go after him or not go after him.
Okay.
But whatever you do, keep it consistent.
London,
if you let him go, you got to let some other.
Shout out to my sister London Brown, who does the Orgasmic Women show.
Kelly. Yeah, women's.
It's women. I usually say woman because when I think about a woman having an orgasm, I've only done one. Okay. No.
Wait. I wish we had a place where I can make that a drop right there.
I'm glad we don't. I'm glad you ain't in control of none of this shit. But London,
y'all heard it.
It's not Me Too now. It's Men Too. Are you gonna talk about Cardi B on the Orgasmic Woman show? Y'all gonna talk about her drugging us?
Tell me so I can tune in. I want to know. Right. That's real. Yeah.
So that's my sister. So I want to know what she think. You right, Wayne? Let's get them all. Jason just too retroactive, man. Like somebody kills somebody, like lock him up. Jason be like, well, hold on, brother. It was 15 murders committed the day before. You don't have them.
Come on.
It makes it hard for me to talk to him, man.
Well,
she said she's gonna talk about it.
Sign language. I'm gonna be there.
Let us know what you think, London. Give us a sneak peek into the show, man. Because you know what? I'm feeling a certain kind of way. Maybe we need to mute Cardi B.
If you're gonna mute, if you want to take Bill Cosby's reruns off the air, if you want to take R. Kelly off the air, my thing is just either be consistent or be a hypocrite.
I think one thing we have to understand too is that she said this is something she used to do
like 30 years ago.
No, this comes from 3 years. The footage is 3 years old.
Right.
But where she was at that point, what she was doing, I don't think that's out of the norm. If you the type of in that game where she was at.
But that's part of the problem. What you let become the norm.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? How low do you allow it?
How low do you
allow it to be?
Okay.
Like, I got a problem with one thing I hate to say, one of the sayings that it is what it is.
You don't like that?
I don't like that because it ain't what it has to be. You know what I'm saying? That's just like submitting. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing I can do about it. It just is what it is. And like you can't make a change.
This is all entertainment. Don't get me wrong.
Kinda.
She said R. Kelly's a child molester, but she a grown man molester. Because first of all, just drug me and rob me. You don't gotta let no transgender run up in me and violate me. I don't want
to. That's extra,
right? Like
that's
why do I deserve to wake up gaped?
Like you already took my wallet and shit, right?
All over the hotel room. I don't even know what's going on. I can't remember last night.
Pictures with Leroy and shit that took while you was knocked out
extorted and shit.
So come on, man, that's some other shit. But I agree. Like it's some different shit when you start talking about children. I hear where she's coming from.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it was a point I was making was a little broader.
She ain't right, but I think she deserves some punishment.
Yeah.
But I don't want to see her cry because I think she actually is talented. And I think, you know what?
Do you know how many other people is talented that don't got a record deal?
I know, but I think she's talented. And I think the fact that she was able to get away from that, because believe me, right now, Cardi B has a totally different understanding of life than she had 3 years ago. And it happened for her so fast that I think now she's important that we can take her back now. You can really get some social services in terms of going into strip clubs with her and going into where there's sex trafficking and saying to young ladies, don't even go down this road. Don't, because it leads.
Or you can end up with a Grammy and millions of dollars. Don't do it. For real?
But she didn't get the Grammy.
Is that what she gonna do?
She didn't get the Grammy for sicking Julio.
Sicking Julio only gave her enough money to go and get studio time to go do. That's all ambition, man. Stop that.
Hey, and shout out to my guy Wayne Richards. He said, when you pour, a lot of our people's values is up for the highest bidder. Very, very poignant point.
Yes,
poverty changes your decision making. Yeah.
So does wealth.
Because it changes your options.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
So does wealth.
It does. But I'm saying poverty will have you in a place. Why do you think people get to the point where they say, you know what? I'm out of money. Ain't got no job. Light bill due. You know what I'm about to do? I'm about to sell some ass. Like not dope, not weed, not stolen stuff. I'm gonna put my booty in the duty.
You know what though?
That's desperation.
Let me tell you something. My grandfather used to have a saying. He used to say, "Boy." Only man I let me call me boy or something like that. But anyway, boy, it's even
ahead, boy.
It's even a right way to do wrong.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? Listen, so let's just say you do what you have to do. You get your light bill paid.
Yes, sir.
You don't glorify it. You don't teach that to the next generation. That's some things you had to do. We all done did some things that we regret doing, except me. But anyway, my point is it's another level when you teach.
I gotta look at every camera.
When you glorify it, you know what I'm saying? When you try to justify it, it's different.
Right.
Yeah.
It's Outlaw Radio on a Thursday night, March 26, 2019. Shout out to London Brown. She said she started a watch party. I'm evolving, but I ain't up on the watch party shit yet. So if you're tuning in, we're live. We're simulcasting via our Spreaker service.
That's what's up. Thank you.
YouTube and Facebook at the same time, because we are on these platforms. We wanted to work Instagram in, but it was just too many buttons, man.
We get it.
Too many buttons, yeah. And we'll figure it out. Yeah. But shout out to London, man. And you know, we don't have a footprint on YouTube right now. And shout out to the Mill, because there's so many different platforms in the Mill right now. Like I said, I've been doing this 6 years. When I started, there was really, there was the London Brown Show, which brought me in, and there was Homer Blow, but there was really no other podcast. I think the Conscious Brothers and Sisters had a podcast, but it hadn't caught on yet. And now I see a lot of people up here. I'm not gonna name them off, but I see you, man, and I say, go ahead, man, do your thing. Like, get your money.
There's enough room for everybody,
man.
Come on,
because we all have different opinions, man.
All we need to do is really support one another.
Yeah, and that's it. We got to support each other. So shout out to y'all, man. If y'all doing something, this is what we like. Like I said, I don't represent every black man from Milwaukee, but I am a black man from Milwaukee, born and bred, cut my teeth on the north side, Capitol Drive in Atkinson. Shout out to 3041 North, 414-810-3131. Holler at Miss Brown.
Yeah.
The only urban country club in our city owned by a black man, Mr. Keith Terry, who is a tremendous contributor to his community. They got a bid on North Avenue. Mr. Terry don't play around.
Doing their thing. 5
shows,
star.
and we used to do 3041 live when I started. He just gave me his club carte blanche. I'm telling you, like, it used to just be crazy, because he used to just be like, whatever you want to do. Like, so me starting off with a podcast just to have access to this. You've seen the facility.
Yeah, it's 5 star, man. I was really, really impressed, and that's why
much love.
I love black people who love black people.
What you got, man? It's been popping all week, man. Talk to the people, man.
A lot of different stuff we was gonna go over, man. I don't know where we are on time.
Well, hey, me, Mike. It's you, Mike.
So and you a little bit more in touch with Holly Weird than I am. So what you think about the brother, man, Jordan Peele, coming out and saying that he doesn't intend to cast any white people as lead roles in any of his movies. So after saying that, how long before he gets phased out? You know what I'm saying? Where is he at on that?
You know what? The main thing about Jordan Peele, and so we're talking about the movie Us, right?
Yeah, at this point.
Right.
Yes,
we're talking about the movie. I could get back there for you.
Let me tell you.
I thought that was my phone.
See, he pushed the porn button and it don't work on my phone. Like
I'm looking at hotepstrippers.com and I'm like, why she got a bone in her nose? Like, I don't know. I'm sorry. Bad support taste.
That's all right.
No, I was trying to see the comments from the people and I got away because I can't see it on my phone. My phone is acting a fool.
There you go.
My fault.
All my messages.
I know, man. Girl, he'll be there in a minute.
Don't play.
I know. I'm gonna get your ass killed. Your wife gonna play. No, I'm sorry. So I was asking you what's going on. You said you wanted
Jordan Peele. I was talking about Jordan Peele.
So the movie Us, right?
Yeah.
The movie Us,
which you've never seen.
I haven't seen it yet.
No, not that movie, but I haven't seen it either. Right.
Okay.
But I'm old school, right? I've been here a little while. I have never seen a horror movie. You know what I'm saying? That starred black people.
Right, because black people usually die first.
A-list. You know what I'm saying? Not no, somebody did like, with the camera phone. But let me say that you've never seen that, and that's ridiculous within itself, for how long horror movies been. But he's doing it, man. I gotta tip my hat to him. But when you come off like that and you start making comments like that, how long before they shut you down?
When your movie stopped making $70 million this opening weekend. Listen.
Touche.
Let me tell you something. Because the one he made before, the Get Out, which was some
real shit.
And I'm not a horror movie guy. I'm not because horror movies don't scare me. You know what I'm saying?
Or they do. That's why he don't.
No, they don't. You know,
he's
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna show how old I am. The last horror movie that actually scared me came in the 70s. It was called Salem's Lot.
Mine was The Exorcist.
And I because I don't watch that kind of shit. But I'm saying Salem's Lot, when I was little, it terrified me. I'm telling you, I had to sleep in the bed with my mom and my daddy.
I knew I was gonna say that.
Right? Yeah, no doubt.
No,
I was 9.
Exorcist did the same thing.
So ever since then, you know, horror movies don't scare me. The suspense of it. Now, you know, that's like when I seen Get Out, it was such an interesting story, and it had these elements of a horror movie, but it was more
elements of realism.
The point that was made was so deep.
Right. That was the realism.
So for him to come back and tell stories from a Black perspective, right? And then have these meanings in them.
Right.
You know, I look at him like he's Spike Lee on steroids because
absolutely.
I think the messages that because one thing about it, bro, save your money, because if this how you coming, you know they coming for you. So save your bread.
But he sound like
that brother's smart because he catered to
assume.
Key and Peele catered to white. Even Chappelle dissed them. They were white people. They were darlings of white America. Well, that's how he got in that position. Yeah. They didn't know he was finna act the ass when he got up there.
Well, no, they don't. Like, otherwise, you can believe he wouldn't have got up there.
Yes, sir.
Hey.
Yes, sir. Hey. And one thing I love about it is I love the fact that he took the Loonies. I'm sorry. I'm a 90s rap dude.
Come on.
In the Bay Area, Yuck Mouth, Numbskull. I think the Loonies, you know, were some of the greatest rappers. And they showed the flexibility of well, yeah. And they actually remade it. Yeah. Like and they're getting paid. And I love it. I watch Yuck Mouth on YouTube. Yeah. And just because I know what they had careers, you know, whatever, they were challenged or whatever. Happens. But I was one of those dudes back then who was like really consistently digging in the crates. I remember their EP. If you don't have the Looney Tunes EP, it is so ridiculous because it took street rap, what you would call gangster rap. Them dudes was something else. Yeah. I got 5 on it came after that. After they got a record deal.
That's when I became aware of them.
That's when most people became aware. They had to shorten their name to the Loonies because at first they were called the Looney Tunes. Okay. So they came in with Drew Down and they came in with Drew Down and CNH, and this is a derivative of Dangerous Music, and you know, I'm the hip hop snob.
No, that's the hip hop snob.
I'll go in there.
He know their middle names.
Yeah.
If you got a hip hop question,
about Laquan,
I want somebody to call in and ask him some shit he might not know. He do. He know their middle names.
I'm happy to see them get some recognition, and I Got 5 on It is a very classic song. Like you can't. And you know, it's iconic. So I like the fact that just even that that kind of creepy part of it, we never, you know, it just shows you how great that music was. So I like that part of it too. I like that part. That's what's up. I ain't seen the movie.
And I look forward to going to see the movie, man.
So I'm not gonna go to the theater and see it.
But don't get the bootleg. If you pay for it on cable or whatever you're doing, just do it.
Unless you can find a clear one. It's
love Black people who love Black people.
The People's Network presents Reality Radio. It is myself, the world-class smartass, in the building tonight. On a Thursday. We're simulcasting. I think we're still live on Spreaker. Let me check and see if it's crashed. It has not.
All right.
The YouTube page is up.
All right.
The live is streaming on there. We're live on Facebook, man. Hey. We got people in here. Much love to you all. Hit hit share, hit follow. Give me some love, man. I don't get no thumbs up or nothing.
Come on, talk about it.
Come on, man. Thugs need hugs, man. In addition to drugs.
Only Capitol Drive thugs.
Right. And you're right. Come on, man. We ain't just rob you for nothing. Shit. We taking penitentiary chances out here. But, you know, in the spirit of being, you know, feeling good about being Black, in the spirit of being a proud Black man, in the spirit of taking care of my children, in the spirit of knowing when to say when, knowing when to get my ass out the way.
Wow.
Right. So
I feel my help coming on.
Right.
Go ahead.
Look at your neighbor. Say neighbor.
Neighbor.
Duck. He got a gun.
God damn, man.
So shout out to you, man. Let us know, man. And even on that, if y'all can see, like I said, Salem's Lot, you said The Exorcist.
Yeah.
My brother Wayne said The Exorcist. What movie scared y'all?
Man, real talk. I had you sleeping with your parents.
Right. I had you, or if you didn't have no parents, you just scared. Yeah. Just laying in the bed shivering.
Yeah. You might still be doing that. I don't know.
Right. Shout out to the gutter, right?
Man, naked in the fetal. You know what I'm saying?
But we have this situation here in Milwaukee. If I must just kind of change the direction of the conversation.
Okay.
We have a situation here in Milwaukee with our water. Everybody likes to look at Flint as the poster child for this fucked up water. But we also have a group here called FLAC.
Yes, sir.
Freshwater for Life Action Coalition.
Shout out.
Led by Robert Miranda.
They doing a thing.
Chris Johnson with Kingfish MKE.
Yes.
Banging them out on the blog, and Chris is that's my guy.
That's what's up.
Now there's been pressure if you don't know, I'm just kind of put this in cliff notes for you. Over the last few years, there's been this situation where the powers that be have argued back and forth about what was the source of, the elevated lead levels in our children's
all game. They know where it
was. Right. So, but they wasted a lot of time going back and forth. Is it the paint or is it the pipes? And Robin Miranda's been fighting and just going in and just producing experts and scientists and scholars and just mapping zones out and saying it is the lead lateral pipes that are disrupted via the construction downtown Scamalot,
which they already knew.
So there's been an argument. There's been no planning. Everybody's been arguing so much that they hadn't come up with a cohesive plan.
Yes.
But I'm proud to say, due to FLAC, and they had a meeting last Friday night where people got together and they went down there and they had a young sister, about 2 years old, 6 months old. Well, how old was she? She was an infant.
Don't know for sure.
Yeah, well, it was impossible for her to have eaten paint.
Right.
But her lead levels.
I want to say more closer to 6 months. She was a baby, so that was the point that she couldn't. She's not even up around peeling off paint chips and eating them like Doritos and shit. Right. It was in the water, which they already knew because a long time ago they was telling us to run the water and they was giving out filters and shit. Sir. Right. So then that's plausible deniability. And shout out to FLAC, because every time they came up with some bullshit, he took them in
right back at you,
cornered them, and it's not that, and brought proof.
Yeah,
right? So shout out, man.
It's been some years.
Miranda be doing this
right,
thing,
and Robert Miranda is a friend of the show who's been on my show before, and he will be here live next week Thursday. Man. I'm trying to get Chris Johnson. Chris don't like to be seen. I understand that, but with Kingfish MKE. Look, and Robert, like I said, last time he was on the show, he called in. It was beautiful. Mm-hmm. And I asked him this time. I said, "Bro, do you want to come to the studio, to the Chocolate City studio?" Yeah. He said, "No, I'm coming to the studio."
He's well spoken. I look forward to it.
And it's gonna be a great show.
No, for sure.
Shout out to you, Mr. Terry. I see Mr. Terry, who owns 3041 North 414-810-3131.
Shout out.
Shout out to Mr. Terry, always been a supporter of the People's Network. Y'all better get involved. Y'all got an event, and they even have a calendar, a website, and it's all over the People's News Network Facebook group, so you can definitely get involved.
Man. A lot of what we're talking about, you can find where the information and the stats is found. You know what I mean? Yeah. And call in and tell us if we're mistaken. Like I got to listen and learn things. So anybody that can teach, come on.
Right, and don't be ashamed to chime in. Let us know what y'all want to talk about, what y'all think, because we've talked about a lot of shit already. I mean, it's actually 8:41, right? Mm-hmm. Which shows you that time flies when you're keeping it real.
Man, love it.
So, hey, man, we got a YouTube page, and you should subscribe to the YouTube page as well. All this will be on my Facebook page. My brother said he didn't know about and that's what I'm saying. See, that's what I'm talking about. The 414 having a footprint. Because there's a lot of issues that we have up here that a lot of people are unaware of because we're out in the Bible Belt. We're in the upper Midwest. Like, people don't even know, like, the question that you asked when you said everywhere you went. Like, I used to travel, right? And even my brother Wayne can attest to this. When I met him in Minneapolis, well, we were in North Dakota,
right?
But he's from Minneapolis via Texas.
Okay.
Most of the Minneapolis brothers said to me, I didn't even know it was black people in Milwaukee.
You didn't even listen.
Here I am with a herringbone and a gold tooth in my mouth and a high top fade with my hat to
looking
the left.
Like Ike Turner and shit.
Well, looking like I'd have whooped Ike Turner's ass. Or either.
Yeah, I was going to say, you'd have whooped Tina Turner's ass.
I'd have whooped Ike's ass too. Don't get it twisted. Ike would have got fucked up messing with me.
Ike Turner with a high top.
So people don't know, man. They don't know. Like, we got this crazy mass incarceration thing. I put that up. The sister on the Breakfast Club talking about the mass incarceration problem.
Right. Yes, sir.
We have that. We have this hyper poverty. You talking about Atlanta with AIDS?
We the test dummies,
right? If you actually do your research, we lead the country in a lot of the most negative statistics that you could possibly establish.
When they do some deplorable ass shit on a government level, they test it out here.
Oh yeah.
They test it out here first. So when they spread that shit among the country, it's already done here.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, hey, man, let us know what y'all want to talk about because we got some time left. But I'm, Jason. Now you got something else on your notepad, so I want to cover yours too.
You know what? I just want to. And we might need to do a whole new show about this, man. But
it depends on if you're gonna start yelling or not. And I cut all this shit off.
It depends if you're gonna.
And everybody got to go home.
That's when I'm gonna yell when you cut me off.
Well, then ain't nobody gonna care. Nobody can hear you scream.
Well, you do. Well,
I don't. I'm gonna go close my door. You'll be outside yelling by yourself.
That's not how it happens. But anyway, I want to say something, man. And listen. I know that there's a sensitivity when you start talking about politically correctness, when you start talking about our military, right?
Right.
But when I see commercials and they talking about like the military is going abroad to protect our freedoms, how? Right? Like we went over to Libya and as a government, as a country, we took down the leader Muammar Gaddafi, and we did it, under the guise that he was being, detrimental to his people. He was hurting his people. He was being harmful to his people.
That's what was sold to us.
That's what was sold to us, right? And so we supported our government in going to do that, right? But now that we see that there's slavery and a black man can be bought for $400, into slavery,
that's going on over there.
And we see that, and our press doesn't talk about it, right? But then when I see a commercial talking about be all you can be, we're protecting your freedoms, and we're doing you are going over and you are taking over other people's freedoms. Like they talk about, rape being accepted, you know what I'm saying, for morale.
Okay.
For the military's morale. It's okay for them to rape because it raises morale. Like, look at what's being done, and it's being sold to you that they're going over and protecting our freedoms. And anybody that's in the military, I understand you just doing as you're told. But after a while, like when you're trying to answer to the one, can you really just say I was just doing my job? Come on.
Well, you know what? With Libya, Africa, period. Like, because you talk about foreign policy, and you talk about our president, our country, where we stand on a global scale in terms of our foreign policy. There's been, there's been very little positive interaction with Africa. Because colonialism, America is a direct beneficiary of colonialism.
They're looting an entire continent, along with Spain, along with Europe, Britain, all that. They all get a piece of the pie.
But I'm saying we've gone to our justification for our involvement in the Middle East has always been
the Middle East means Africa.
The fossil fuels. Well, I'm just talking about a little bit further north, where we're talking about Iraq, Iran.
It's still in Africa.
Well, Iraq is not in Africa.
Where's it at?
Well, it's north of the continent of Africa.
Really?
Yeah.
And then
so hold on. Saudi Arabia. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Saudi Arabia, Iraq. We've been told that our heavy involvement there is because of the fact that they possess these fossil fuels, when Africa has the same fossil fuels. So we've never gone into the Congo and stopped that civil war like we did in Slovenia, or like we did when we supposedly went to Iraq to save them from their own leaders.
Saddam Hussein.
Right. So my point is
weapons of mass destruction.
There has to be an insistence on our part as voters, for greater positive involvement in Africa. Right now, Africa and China are dealing, but China's got the bigger hand, and America negotiates with China about Africa.
Anything, right? Oh, for sure.
Right.
But they don't negotiate with Africa about Africa.
I'd like to know about who's representing Africa, though, more or less.
Well, let me tell you, some of them brothers, they kicking these white folks out. They taking their land back.
South Africa.
Listen, shout out.
Well, Mugabe was going hard, and then they got rid of his ass.
Well, that's okay. Somebody else came.
Peace.
They still doing that. Yeah.
You're right, Brother Terry. Local elections, April 2nd, coming up.
Yes.
Vote if you have to. Vote if you must. Vote if you have an opinion. And I think local elections are more important than national elections. Like, I think that the immediate representation that you can actually reach, that you have a voice with, is more important than, I think that's more important than voting for the president, right? Because, like, we don't hold our aldermen. Like, right now, there's a spirit of activism in Milwaukee where people are now calling out local politicians at a higher clip than they ever have that I can remember. So now when we have potholes, when we have trash and garbage and poverty and stolies, and hit and runs and people get cops because up here cops are getting killed. We've lost 3 officers in the last year. 3 officers have been murdered, died, whatever. So I'm saying it's murder, death, kill all over the city.
This is where I get into trouble. I have remorse for all the families of the slain officers.
London Brown said Iraq is in Asia.
Yeah, it is Western Asia.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm looking that up.
Well, London don't play. She gonna put me up on it. Here you go, KB.
I'm listening. Thank you. Because you know what I'm saying?
My sister, right?
We don't get everything right. Correct us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Jason usually be messing up.
But here's the thing.
Help him.
I can say I'm sorry and I was wrong.
Right. No, there's no need for that.
Not everybody can do that. Right. Yeah. That's a skill. It's an ability. Amen. Anyway. What were you saying?
No, you was talking.
No, man, listen. The military, when you people that's in the military, I understand you signed a contract, you're going to do this, that, and the other. Do your thing. Some of y'all looking for money, some of y'all looking for college, you know what I mean, and different things. But understand what you're doing, understand what you're signing up for. I would not dare let any of my children join the military and fight for this country.
But ain't it good that we finally
flaming fucking a rolling donut? I wouldn't do it.
They just found the water that was supposedly donated to Flint in an abandoned school. But isn't it a step in the right direction that Flack actually finally, because I don't remember the last thing that was for the people that the Common Council voted unanimously for. Now we know the mayor he still has it. And that's why when I talked to Chris and I talked to Robert, they said, well, hold on, because it's still in Barrett's hands. So we're going to see what he does with this. So Barrett is our mayor.
Barrett, because you're doing the wrong thing.
But London's on your heels, man. She said Milwaukee community activism is a joke.
I agree. She ain't on my heels.
Oh, okay.
High five, sister.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, go ahead, London, with your bad ass.
Let me tell you, we damn sure need to do better. But I think you done left, right? So you know what I'm saying? Come on back and give us a hand. You know what I mean?
He wasn't ready.
Right. Somebody wasn't.
Right. Well, when I think about Milwaukee activism, I think about the fact that by and large, it's very hard to launch a grassroots movement that the people can fund. So most groups here that want to be active end up being tools of City Hall because they need funding.
But please tell us how Arizona activism is better and how we can improve and how we can do things the way y'all do things.
Well,
and why we should.
She said they do. London said they do things to be seen. Sister Amanda said Milwaukee activism is a joke.
I didn't disagree, but again, this is solution-based radio.
Right.
So tell us how the Arizona activism is better and what we could learn and how
that's directed at London.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Okay.
Absolutely. Okay. Yes, sir. And no disrespect, London. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, London got thick skin.
No, I hope so. Because me too.
No, she believe me, she has no problem articulating herself.
Yeah.
It is Outlaw Radio on a Thursday night. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and especially the people who have been contributing to the conversation.
Please.
It's your boy Kevin Barnes, man. I'm the world-class smartass, the militant on the microphone,
the
mouthpiece of the movement, trying to put some paint where it ain't, trying to make you think, not trying to tell you what to do or what to say. We do have somebody in the Spreaker chat room.
Okay, Spreaker.
Let me check this out because we are simulcasting. Oh, that's Brother Terry. Brother Terry on both fronts.
All right. Do your thing. Thank you, man.
Right,
support. What's up? Yes, right? Sir.
London says she don't follow Arizona activism. She from Milwaukee. She said this her house.
Hey, man. Listen, touche, sister.
Right.
Thank you.
Go ahead, London.
Thank you for your input.
Right. Buy that book, Hot Summer. London.
Listen, get in touch. I got, I'll take your advice.
Read. London wrote the nastiest book I've ever read in my life.
Listen to learn.
And I'm gonna listen. I like reading parts of it.
Just highlight certain shit, right?
Make an old man get a young girl pregnant. She said no, but she's done a lot of business here because she did used to she was the proprietor of Black Empire magazine, and I was on the London Brown show. I know I used to me and London go back.
Thank you for this dude, like, right?
But she says she's dealt with them all, like in terms of trying to do business with her magazine, and that's the way she feels. That's why she feels the way she feels. So
I don't push back too hard on that.
Right. I want to just make sure since we're on YouTube, and it's a good look. I really love that. I had to cut my afro off, because it's summertime, and we go through this ritual where I got my hibernation hair in the wintertime.
Yeah, me too.
And right. He more ready for the summer than me, right? He damn near tropical. This motherfucker, you got your top drop.
Let me tell you, it happens. I didn't want to be the last to know, right?
So subscribe to our YouTube page, man. We're trying to expand. Please tell people. If you got a business, you want to do something, man. I work with damn near anybody. Some of y'all I ain't, but I believe in working with the people. I believe in total solidarity.
Let's be black together.
If you have a business, man, listen, I'm good. I will do it for free for now. We'll do it for free, right? I'll promote your shit. You
Key words for now, but no, that's real.
We're only showing, like I'm showing too. I got a whole studio here full of microphones and everything. So, if you want to do something, you want to make a move, man, teamwork make the dream work entirely.
All day.
So holler at us, man. We can do some real business. And Shot King will come in. Some of those shows on YouTube are edited, but something like this that's live will be standing up there. So if you see this now, you see the 3041 logo. You see the Outlaw Radio logo, and of course Willie Dynamite, which is one of my favorite movies. But I have no problem replacing that with your business.
The space.
Streaming your business across the bottom. Getting some t-shirts, whatever, some headbands. For the ladies, you can get the Outlaw Radio thongs. I'm joking around. I am. There's no way I'd be able to sell thongs. Like, that shit would be taken down off the site. My wife will make sure. Who you selling J-string draws?
2 for 1.
Right. I see you, Timothy Olinger. London said it's sad Milwaukee needs true leaders to step up, and do enough. London, you know what? You ain't finna get no argument from nobody, especially this late in the show.
Let's find them. Like, right. Let's not point out the problem. Let's be solution spotters too. So when you find that brother, that sister, let us know so we can, give them a platform.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you haven't found them already.
And see, one thing about Milwaukee as well is Milwaukee is a city that's built on the good old boy network, and there's a lot of gatekeepers here, and there's individuals who can keep a job like nobody's business because they know the right people. Right. Then there's people who have all the talent and abilities in the world, but they just ain't connected with the right circle. So,
real talk.
One thing that we have to do as Black people, we have to do more with each other. We are not involved. And because secret. We get lost in the argument, we argue about the argument, right?
Yeah, we did that yesterday.
So she said she tried to be the solution finder.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
That's what I said. London used to do the Black Empire magazine. That's why I gave you history.
No, we doing.
Calm down. She ready to snap. Like, let me get on the train.
Come on, Cletus.
I don't catch no train from Arizona. I see your ass next Friday.
A flight would be better.
Right. But yeah, man, it is Outlaw Radio. It's reality radio. We want to talk about the things that matter. What matters to us on a Thursday night? Not the normal shit. Like, you see that even here politically, the Governor Evers, our new Democratic governor who replaced Scott Walker, who was a Republican incumbent, who had just screwed Milwaukee for the last 8 to 12 years, was replaced. But there was a lame duck session in which our Senate here went late night voting and tried to limit his powers and really tried to cripple what got them
some third
pushed
shift,
out.
Underhanded ass, dirty politics ass shit.
Right. And it was all about the fact that, the people in southeastern Wisconsin, particularly Milwaukee County, voted and we got rid of their ass. So they tried to change the laws. He said he would challenge it. He did. It was looking like it was going to be knocked off. Now, an appellate judge has said, no, he's going to let it go through. So this will be a court battle that's ongoing.
Which was the intention. But it's indicative of white people. And, man, I know you don't, this is me speaking. Right?
I don't make it look like I'm just so in love with white people.
I don't want to.
Oh, I know. I don't want to offend Kevin.
I don't. But it's indicative. Listen, and we as people, we have to understand white people only get caught off guard one time, right? The minute you catch them off guard, from the time you do that, they looking to correct it. They didn't change the laws.
Shout out to Tory Lowe. That's what he said.
They done redirected the funds. You're not going to get them the same way twice. So it's to our advantage to be innovative and not beat the same dead ass horse over and over and over again.
Right. I just think it's very important that we start to understand the game that we play. And this is a high stake game because it's really about, all these things that we got to, like, as Black people, if you're a Gen Xer such as myself, which means you 40 plus, shawty. It's our time, right? So we have to take the reins of this because this is about our kids and the world that they're going to grow up in. And what, the object of this is to leave the world a better place when you leave than it was when you found it. Right. So, it's about that kind of movement and it's about that kind of aggression. I think Milwaukee activism is limited in its abilities because it's new. And I think for too long, we've had to play the game and be status quo because the way this thing was set up. Let's not act like we didn't have Mayor Meyer and Harold Breyer for 30 plus years. They laid one hell of a foundation of a racist power structure. Like, let's be honest. Like, you know, just then you have an industrial collapse and a crack epidemic. Like, come on, son. So yeah, we fight now. That's why we're on YouTube. That's why we are on Instagram. That's why we're on Facebook, because we putting some paint where it ain't, and we telling people that there's messages that they need to know that they're not even considering, and that there's topics that are not being discussed, and there's people who are not being represented
at all.
Once again, I see Mr. Terry on Spreaker too. He said they're gonna put the 3041 North DNC plug. Oh yes,
that's what's up.
Oh yes, you better get some of that paper. You better, they better. Shit, we gonna, hey, you let me know, brother Terry. You already know, man. I do, my shoulders is broad. I do heavy lifting, man. And we don't, it ain't about the bullshit. We about real black empowerment. And real black empowerment ain't about 24/7 speeches and rallies. It's about action. It's about understanding how to penetrate the legalities of it. It's about understanding the civic structure of it. It's about preventing no taxation or making sure that we have no taxation without representation
in reality. And
we still paying for this fucking stadium, so I hope y'all went to this fucking opening day.
Like, how the fuck is we still paying for this punk ass stadium? I've been there once. Like, you know what I mean? I don't give a fuck about that.
What else you got over there, man? I see you got your doodles and shit.
No, let me tell you.
Is that Alvin the Chipmunk you got drawing?
It is. No, I you know what, I want to say something like on the air, like we get into different discussions, man, and it's a good thing that a lot of times me and this brother have the same destination in mind, but we got different ideas of ways to get there. And so if you know we got into a spirited discussion. I want to say on the air, man, if I offended you, brother, like, you know what I'm saying, don't feel that way.
Listen, I think anybody who's listening to this show who knows me knows the only way you get in my good graces is to disagree with me. I don't need a bunch of yes men around me, and I've never been that kind of individual. Listen, if I ain't never said something that pissed you off, then we don't have no friendship.
Then you're not listening.
Right. Something's wrong with your ass. Because damn, you heard what I just said about your mama, right?
Hey, so man, it's all love, man. It's all love.
Like, man. Hey,
this is my guy.
Right. No, don't even, man. Ain't nobody tripping on that, man. Shout out to everybody who's tuning in to the show, man. I hope, and like I said, I appreciate the love, but I think, you know what, it takes all of us to get this thing popping, right? Because I see everybody's city represented except ours. Do you realize that it's smaller cities? Flint, Michigan had MC Breed and the DFC and the Dayton family. Like we
had speech.
Well, we've had Cuckoo Cal and Baby Drew.
Cuckoo Cal did. He represented the
Baby Drew and the Country Boy Clique is the music of the city. Let me tell you something. My point I'm making is we got to represent here on this YouTube thing right here that I'm pointing at.
Oh no, absolutely.
We got to represent on this Facebook, and we got to let them know that black people in Milwaukee got something to say.
And my whole thing, I wasn't trying to give Speech props. What my whole thing was, Speech never said he never even claimed the term. He was in Atlanta when I was in Atlanta. Know the nigga, and he
take me to another place.
So we had an opportunity there, and he fucked it
off. Town carpet is up to par. Please help me get this carpet
my car.
Carpet Town.
Wait.
Come on, son.
My authority out.
I told you I'm the hip hop snap. Come on, man. I go back like Cool Nuts.
Hey,
Fox Stains and Cadillacs.
That's what's up.
Right. So, what else you got over there, man? Let me run down your list. Is that it?
No, I'm done, bro.
Okay. I see girls wrote over there. What is that? What did I say? Big booty girl?
Yeah, that's the website you asked me about.
Oh, okay. Revolutionarybooty.com. Right.
Hey,
listen, man, I want y'all to be safe. I want y'all to be smooth. It is warmed up now. Supposedly we supposed to get some snow again this weekend. Who fucking thunk it? I'm hoping that shit misses us. And there's much more to talk about. I didn't try to pretend that this show would have us talking about every issue that ails Black America. That's why we're going to do the Saturday night show where we close the week out. So tell a friend, man. Tell them, man, look, I had a good time. I enjoyed what them brothers was talking about. And more importantly, finally, a show where they asked me, what do I think? Or how do I feel? Don't forget to leave that part out.
Yeah.
So shout out to my YouTube fam.
Peace.
We're going to get this channel popping one way or another. And I know we've kind of neglected it, but it just took some time for me to get where I need to be.
Yeah.
So I want to shout out to y'all, but I want to tell everybody that the most important thing we can do is really want what we get or get what we want, but we also have to want what we get. Yeah. So you can pray for it, but you got to be prepared for the blessing, right?
For sure.
So don't forget that. And if you got something to say it, man. It doesn't matter if people agree with you or not. It's like I said, if I don't piss you off, then we ain't really friends.
Yeah, you ain't listening.
Right. Because love is supposed to be unconditional, right? So, let me see. I just got a message. Let me see what Amanda's saying, because she is really a supporter of the show.
She is. Shout out.
So she's coming late, but she's coming in with something, because I was about to close shop because it's beer to drink. Hold on, let me see.
I'll tell you, listen. Hold on, you're gonna have to hold this down for me.
She said the mistreatment of black men in Wisconsin. Can we in the prison system? Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead.
Just to put it, in talking about, first of all, we know that mass incarceration is a very, very big problem in Wisconsin. But just take, for example, a small sample size would be the 53206 area code, in which I believe that it's up to like 85% of the brothers between ages 20 something to 30 something have been locked up. One of the biggest issues in Wisconsin is the recidivism. When you talk about a prison system, you talk about individuals going in, perhaps doing short terms or for whatever reason and coming out. But when they come home, they go back to a community that failed them initially. So when they come home, there's really no assistance for that brother to get, reformed. In this state, Department of Corrections has basically become gladiator school, where you just go and learn how to be a better criminal. There's really no retribution. There's really no redemption involved in the way we incarcerate people in America, but in Wisconsin in particular. But you also have to understand this, my sister. The one thing that kind of fucks up Wisconsin is that it's a conflict of interest for them to actually assist us. And I'm going to tell you why. Because in reality, we're not the dairy state anymore. We are not the leading cheese producers anymore. We don't make the most beer anymore. Our cash crop now is black men who go up north and get incarcerated in these facilities. And these facilities in turn fund these regions. So these individuals are basically sending their children to school on our backs. Understand, from the time a youth or a young man gets arrested, say he or she has $150 worth of crack in his possession. First of all, the officer that arrests you probably makes about $60,000 a year. Now, if we add up his equipment, his partner, his benefits, his wages, he may be working overtime, the car he rides in, the maintenance of it, the purchase of it, the equipment, the surveillance equipment, the DA, the prosecutor, the person who draws the pictures in court. We're talking about millions of dollars made off of a crime that involves somebody having $150 worth of crack cocaine, right? This individual is not involved in the epidemic. This individual is just in that tiny little area where they live. They doing what they have to do. Yes, they are violating the law, but the laws are unjust. The conviction rates are disproportionate.
Yeah,
that's the mistreatment of us. The responsibility that we bear in this as black men is we refuse to boycott the jails. We won't stop doing the bullshit.
And we won't stop electing motherfuckers that, perpetuate the system that put us in the bullshit.
Yes, sir.
Black and white.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, that's a problem. Well said. Well put.
I see you, Brother Terry, and this is Brother Keith Terry's brother from Minneapolis. I see you, Joseph Walker, man. Your show's in it's on YouTube, man. This will be on YouTube as well. He said Wisconsin prison system is a business and they're bogus. I know personally that they want a revolving door, which is what we just basically said, right?
Yeah, no, but give the validation, you know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
And the confirmation. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So look, man, we're gonna shut this thing down. Unless y'all got something else. My sister Amanda, she's still talking to me. Let me make sure my system is still running.
Yeah, I see some stuff over there.
Right, y'all exhausted my battery, right? Like my shit's about to shut down.
But no, that's all right. We glad we getting the attention. You know what I'm saying? Again, shout out, share with somebody and tell somebody, you know what I'm saying? And even if you can't catch it live, you know what I mean? Go back and listen to the recorded show. You can still comment on it, you know what I mean? So we look for your input, right? We're trying to learn from you too. What do the community need? What does the common unity?
What do you all want to talk about? Let us know, man.
What do we need to discuss?
And you can hit me up all week. You can inbox
solution based. We don't want to keep talking about the same problem. We want to hear your ideas of how to get the shit fixed.
But you can inbox me. You can actually on Facebook, on Instagram. Okay, so on Twitter, it's the People's Network.
Okay.
On Instagram, it's the People's Network.
All right.
On YouTube, it's the People's Network. Facebook, there's the People's News Network. There's the People's Network Facebook page.
Yes, sir.
And then there's Kevin Barnes, my personal page. So
wow.
Even if you have something that you want to talk about after you see the show, or you share the show with somebody and they say, you know what they should be talking about is this. Let us know, man. Let us know what you want to talk about.
If you can't find them, just look up PK Kevin Barnes.
Or don't, right? Or don't do that. But no, man, I think it's very important that we establish a platform for people from Milwaukee to talk, like not just the people who you think should talk, like who made you the boss of me, right? Like who told you, like, and this is my problem with Milwaukee. There's a system here that only allows certain people a platform to express themselves. When I think that you should be able to be independent, you should be able to be a maverick and express your opinion.
But the internet is here.
It is. And let's live and invest in this technology.
So we're doing that, right? You know what I mean? They can't stop us. All they can do is flood the information with misinformation and disinformation.
Right.
So you study it.
All that shit. What he said.
Yeah.
So if you missed us tonight, we'll be back. We'll be back Saturday night. I can't say we'll simulcast like this all the time, but I think I think it's important. Like Jason said, no, we doing this shit again.
No, but no, I'm saying probably not. Probably not.
Well, we'll see.
Well, next Thursday for sure.
Well, Saturday we'll pick and choose, man.
Yeah.
Let me know which one is the best, because I know Spreaker for a while people's like, that's hard. How do I find the show?
Forever.
Facebook is really point, click, and hit like, hit share, hit follow.
It's
man.
gonna pop up like he's live now. Just click this button.
That's all you got to do. You no longer have the excuse. Well, Kev, I would listen, but I don't know how to find the show.
I couldn't click on to it.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for your mother. So much love. If you find the 414, if you're on YouTube, holler at us, man. Let us know. Hit like, hit follow, share. Let them know the 414 is in the building, and we're gonna represent like we should.
Hey.
So we'll close out the YouTube.